Assalamu alaikum, Sayyidi.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sayyidi, from TikTok, a question is asking, what is the connection between geometry and jinn nations?
Geometry and jinn nations, well, there's a sacred geometry. So every shape and everything has a reality, and understanding of geometry and energies and what energies they produce, that's their world. They understand the use of energy, they are from an energy being. We are from or entrapped in a physical being from the heavens. So we're also a powerful energy being, but we're not conscious of that. We're trapped within a physical existence, but their existence is energy. So they're familiar with what shapes, what signs and what type of vibrations and what type of energies they produce. So I think you can study cryometric on YouTube, chromatic or cryometric, the study of sound, where they put these little foam on metal and then they put the different sounds and you see the shapes it makes, cymatic. So yeah, frequency studies, you can YouTube it. Not study like it's a degree, but I'm saying you look at YouTube just to see what this is when you put sound and the effect of sound on materials, and then they can make stars, they can make shapes. That's sound, so that's their realm. They know certain sounds, what type of shapes it makes, what type of forms it makes, and what sounds will break those shapes and forms. So that's why certain sounds smash their delusions and illusions. When they occupy somebody, there's a vibration of them within that person. Their soul of that person has to be darkened and brought to its very lowest point. They have to blaspheme the Divine so that to cut the rope from the Divinely Presence. That's why then they're doing horrific acts that anger the Divine against that person, that soul. And as a result they can now possess fully that being, and then that person becomes an avatar for them and they'll use them like the hadith. You'll become the eyes in which they see, the mouth in which they feed, the hands in which they touch, the feet in which they move. So much so that you'll be from the occupants of hellfire. So they understand that realm, and that's why spiritual practices come against them. So when you recite Qur'an, recite salawat and breathe and do all of these energy practices, it creates a great difficulty against them, and that's why they're against Islam. They're against the religion in the last days that's entirely based on sound. Our holy book is a recitation memorized by 1 billion people or 800 million people, and it's a sound, and the use of that sound is a heavenly vibration that smashes all lower vibrations. And because of their role to occupy the entire earth, they are very angry with that reality. The call to prayer has an immense power. The recitation of Qur'an, the recitation of the praisings upon the prophetic light and the production of the prophetic light within the soul is a great difficulty for them, and that's why they're trying to destroy. But they can't destroy because there's a creator who's written a plan, and they can only do what they think they're going to do, and within their plan God has made a plan. Because they don't have that belief, they don't understand what's coming. They just think they're going to do this and they're going to get to there. But that's not how it works, because there's someone much more powerful who created the entire system, and that becomes something they can't control, and they know that. So everything is related to the heavens, everything is related to increasing our vibration and to receive these lights while the opportunity exists. And that's why then the encouragement, don't postpone, don't procrastinate, don't put off what you are supposed to do and to receive and to achieve. Because you don't know what type of time you have and you don't know what type of lights were coming and you don't know what you missed. So these are the deceptions of how evilness work. They convince you, oh don't watch that night, don't do it, don't go there, don't do this. And that maybe was a night in which you were supposed to achieve and be dressed with certain lights. And they convinced you to pull out and to miss that. So this is a subtle way and a very delicate way. You don't know when God's favour is coming. It's a gentle breeze, and when that breeze is destined to hit you, we don't know when that is and how often that is. But for the servants of the way, they're continuously in a state of readiness. Means all their ibadah, all their worshipness is based on being ready. And as a result that hit them and elevate their soul to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. But the waswas and how the game is worked is that shaitan gets a feeling, I don't want that guy there. And then they convince the person, don't go, don't do, don't achieve, go out to the movie. And they miss. And they miss the tajalli, they miss the reality, they miss the teachings. So it's not something small, but it's a very competitive game. The shaitan does not want people to achieve, and what Allah is sending then it comes. And if you miss it, you may have to wait a lifetime to catch it again. It doesn't just keep flowing, oh I'll catch the next, it's not a bus where I'll just catch the next one if I didn't get that one. Each tajalli is uniquely different. So when we miss one tajalli, then something else may be something else, that's not the same. That's why we said lost opportunities. When Allah offering you an opportunity, support the building of a Muhammadan masjid. That's not something, oh I can just give it to the next one. There's no next Muhammadan masjid coming online. This is something huge, this is an immense ni'mat and blessings from Allah for the lovers of Sayyidina Muhammad. You say, oh I'll put it off. But you don't know what that was going to open for your life, for your existence and for your reality. And those whom are living a life of continuously ready to serve, they don't miss those opportunities because they understand that everything that Allah is sending has a hikmah and a wisdom and an opening and a reality, and they catch as much of those as they possibly can. And as a result they're loaded, they're fully loaded with lights and realities because they don't miss those, inshaAllah.
When he moves the universe aligns like a comet's tail, all fall in line. Prophets of the king, hearts made clean. Those who die before death know what that means. If you're sincere, you're already in queue. Ascension ain't history, it's calling you. This night ain't small, don't let it slide. What you believe decides what you're dressed inside. Don't get tricked by the whispering doubt. Fake noise loud, trying to block this route. Hypocrisy talks but got no light. This chance, don't wait, this is your night. Stay up late, let the zikr flow. What you holding?